Hare Krishna. Today our satsang is BHAGVADGITA, 13th chapter, 35th shloka. Lord Sri Krishna is saying, Etra kshetrajño re bhavamanantaram jnanatakshusha bhuta prakruti moksham cha ye vidrushyanti te param. This means the translation for this shloka is, those who sees with the eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attains to the supreme goal. Lord Sri Krishna's Vipassana. See, of the human births, seeing is the very prominent factor. Seeing exhibits factuality of truth. If you see it, you can believe it. Until you don't see it, you may not believe it. So here the Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, is talking about the seeing. What we see, what a man of knowledge see, what a devotee see, this is the difference. Now let us understand what this difference is. So Krishna is saying, Kshetra kshetrajñayo reveva manantaram, anantaram. Antar is difference. You must see the difference. Difference between the body and knower of the body. That is called Kshetra, Kshetrajña, the field and the knower of the field. But unfortunately, in ignorance, you see field, means you see body, and you presume body is everything. But you don't know the force which is acting behind the body is the knower of the body. So you don't know yourself, and what is imposed on you is your seeing. That is not the truth. So Krishna is saying, with the eyes of knowledge. Eyes of knowledge is different. Lord Shiva is having 3 eyes. We are having 2 eyes. What is the third eye? Third eye exhibits knowledge. And that third eye of Lord Shiva is also regarded as the source of destruction. Because this is untruth world, if truth, vision of truth comes to you, it will destruct this world. That is the Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the destructor, means he will not destruct the things here. Lord Shiva is the embodied of truth, and when he opens his vision of knowledge, that burns all ignorance. In the same manner, if you open your third eye, that third eye is the knowledge. So Krishna here saying, with the eyes of knowledge. If with the eyes of knowledge, if you see the difference between the body and the knower of the body. And you also see, one thing is saying, by this you can also understand the process of liberation. So vice versa is, if you do not understand this, you will be in bondage. And bondage is slavery. So eyes of knowledge is what discriminates. It discriminates between matter and spirit. You are the spirit, you are not the matter. You are the soul, you are not the body. So this knowledge, if you get it, then you can understand what is bondage, what is liberation. And Krishna is saying, and that is what Vipassana. Gautam Buddha's Vipassana is the same thing. Buddha insisted to see the difference between the changing and unchanging. And he insisted that nature is changing, whereas mind is unchanging element. But you have taught the mind to change again and again, and that causes you to lose your blissful nature. So Lord Sri Krishna's Vipassana is, if you see the difference between the knower and the body, knower of the body and the body, there is a difference. Body is perishable, but owner is not perishable. So if you get this sort of knowledge and you get yourself fixed in this knowledge, then definitely Krishna is saying you will be eligible for liberation. So dear friends, try to understand the bondage of soul. Soul is bonded. Bonded with body, mind, senses, intelligence. These are all the forms of desire which modified into lust. Lust modified into body. Body modifies into senses. Senses modified into mind. Mind modified into intelligence. So these are all the covering of the soul has turned into a force now, and you don't have any control over this, because they will strive for their satisfaction of the desires. And everyone, Krishna is saying, acting helplessly as per the nature he has acquired. This nature is the embodied of our desires. All our pending desires, Krishna has created the universe, Krishna created the bodies, senses, mind, interest. Yes, you satisfy your desires. So dear friends, now it is a time to give up all desires, all, without any exception. You can't say all spiritual, material, all desires, give it up. Because soul is already spiritual. You need not develop any more spiritual desires. It is full of eternity, bliss and knowledge. Everything is fixed. Everything is already attained. But just you have to remove the dust. Mirror is already pure. What you have to remove is the dust, not the mirror. If you remove the mirror, then the things will not change. In the same manner, desires is the dust. If you just remove the desire, you will see your clear face, the face of the soul. Then you will see the bliss. That bliss is your constitutional nature. It is not to be gained. So the thing here is to see with the vision of knowledge. So knowledge is the prominent factor. If you see with the knowledge that you have been enveloped with the lust and now you have given up the lust, then this lust itself becomes pure. That is the purity. Purity is not bathing 3 times a day, or standing on one leg, not drinking water for a day or two. Not. Purity means depriving ourselves from total lust. There is the 100% purity. And the moment you get pure, you will feel the bliss. And there you can understand Krishna is total bliss. You are in part and parcel bliss. So when this bliss and bliss encounters each other, there arose an infinite and eternal, unlimited joy and bliss. That is called divine love. So unless you don't know your own bliss, how you can understand the bliss of Krishna? It is impossible. So try to develop the vision of knowledge, and that vision will discriminate matter and spirit totally. And once it discriminates, water, milk will become milk. Then you can experience the bliss of purity. With the bliss of purity, you can understand the bliss of Krishna, the spiritual supreme bliss. Thank you and Hare Krishna.